Double Take Sports Talk, 5 good minutes with the Watts Brothers coming up on the show. We will have your analysis and scores from week 6 of Sunday football. Not done with week 6 yet, but we will still have what games been played. We'll have that next. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Double Take Sports Talk, 5 good minutes with the Watts Brothers. Welcome to the show. Jared Watts here. On the opposite side of me, say hello to Daryl Watts today.
Yep, I'm here, everybody. Welcome to the show.
All right, we're here. Got the nice night out again. Winds are calm. Moon's out again.
Yeah, it's like our sunny moment.
Yeah, it's the best moment. I like the moon that I do the sun for some odd reason. Just weird to me.
So do I.
I get that's just me. All right, on the docket today we have our Sunday games.
Yeah. Before we do that real quick, I want to do some couple of stats real quick from the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games.
Okay.
These are just more of the winning teams' performances.
Okay.
Figure those up. Probably a couple broke. Yeah, here we go. Real quick. With the Saints, Drew Brees with his 465 yards passing. The performance marked his 15th career 400-yard passing game, surpassing Peyton Manning with 14 for most all time. He got 50,289 yards in 11 seasons with New Orleans. He became the 6th quarterback to do 50,000 yards with one team. And he also extended his streak with a touchdown pass of 57, and that's tied most all time. And his receiver, Brandon Cooks, had 173 yards, and including the 87-yard touchdown catch of the victory. So he is the first player in NFL history with 2 touchdown catches of at least 85 yards in the team's first 5 games of the season. I don't care about Tom Brady, so I'm flipping right past that. Don't care about Rob Gronkowski, don't skip right past that. Dakota Prescott, 247 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick in his win. And so he had surpassed Tom Brady with attempts without an interception to start his career. And Ezekiel Elliott with 157 yards in his win, 703 yards in 6 games this season, second most in the player's first 6 career games. And of course, his first was Eric Dickerson with 787. And he is the only rookie for 130 yards in 4 consecutive games. All right, that's all I got.
Sunday stats and scores from the game before we start this behalf. Daryl, you are now 6-8 on the week. With this Colts loss, put you at 6-8. And
Thanks a lot.
your first under 500 record. Actually, your second. For me, I am now at 7-7. My first 500 even so far season thus far this week. Brings you an overall record of 45-46 and brings me to 60-33. Okay, our analysis and scores from the games. You ready to do this?
Let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our 5 good minutes starts now. Actually, it don't start now. I got 2 hands with
All this stuff.
all this stuff in my hands.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start this off with Pittsburgh Steelers, Miami Dolphins. I'm very upset at this game.
Who is it?
The Pittsburgh Steelers got upset by the Miami Dolphins, 30-15, with Ben Roethlisberger throwing 189 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. 19 for 34 attempts. Ryan Tannehill, 24 for 32, 252 yards, no touchdowns, and no picks. Darius Hayward-Bay, this is very interesting.
He's still playing?
One carry for 60 yards and one touchdown. His 60 was his longest one, and that's the only run game that they really got from everybody on the team. Le'Veon Bell, 10 for 53, and no touchdowns. Who is this? I can't see what this.
Ajayi.
Thank you, because I can't see. 25 carries for 204 yards and 2 touchdowns. He ran all over Pittsburgh's defense.
He ran all over.
Nothing of in particular interest in this game except the fact that they lost, and it hurts my feelings. I don't like that. What caused them to lose this game? Any idea what makes you think they lost this game?
In Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Not to mention Ben Roethlisberger getting hurt. That was one of them. And then you had Ajayi running all over their defense.
In other words, their defense stunk.
Yeah, this defense stunk. And in looking at Ajayi, I happen to do a couple stats on him. With him finishing 204 yards, he had finished the game with 25 attempts, 204 yards, and 2 touchdowns. His first 4 games of the season, he had a total of 31 attempts, 117 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
If you do this against one of the best defenses in the league, something wrong.
Exactly. Something's wrong with that. So you might as well start considering that put him in a rotation for starting lineup.
Yeah. The Los Angeles Rams and the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions pulled an upset against the Rams, 31-28 on Chase Keenum's 27 for 32. He did phenomenal. 321 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Matthew Stafford was also phenomenal with 23 for 31, 270 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 0 picks. Both of these guys got sacked one time. Matt Stafford got sacked one time for 5 yards, and Chase Keenum had 5 yards more than Matt Stafford. Todd Gurley really didn't do too much, 14 for 58 and no touchdowns. Kenny Britt, 7 receptions for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. Mr. Golden Tate, 8 receptions, 165 yards and 1 touchdown. Just something to just think about for that game. The Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints pulled out an upset against the Carolina Panthers. 41-38. Yeah, they almost blew the game.
Well, they blew the game. They just managed to win.
Yeah, Cam Newton, 27 for 47, 322 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 pick. Drew Brees, 34 for 49, 465 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 pick. Not too much from the run game. Jonathan Stewart, 19 for 85, 2 touchdowns.
That's not too bad.
Greg Olsen, 6 receptions for 94 yards, no touchdowns. And I believe Kobe Fleener didn't really do too much. The Baltimore Ravens and the New York Giants. This was a game that really upset me. Baltimore got upset by the Giants, 27-23. Joe Flacco, 26 for 48, 307 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Eli Manning, 32 for 46, 403 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Rashard Jennings, 9 carries for 15 yards. Didn't do nothing. It was all nothing but the pass attack. And Odell Beckham Jr., 8 receptions, 222 yards, 2 touchdowns. And to speak of Odell Beckham Jr., in caps of the statistical information, I have some of my own. 55% of Eli Manning's passes came straight to Odell Beckham Jr. Everybody else was under 10%. Oops. Larry Danielle, 8%. Victor Cruz, 8%. Everybody else, 4%.
Good target numbers.
Yeah.
Let's tell you, Odell Beckham was ready to play.
Yeah. The Cleveland Browns, Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans pulled the upset, 28-26. Cody Kessler, 26 for 41, 336 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Marcus Mariota, golly.
Yeah, I know.
This is never good. I should be an octopus.
An octopus?
Yes, an octopus. I need one hand.
That was the best you come up with was the octopus?
Do you have something else? Because I don't want to be an elephant.
Long nose.
Long nose ain't gonna get the job done.
Look like the octopus ain't either.
Yeah, they can do more productive things.
They ain't got no fingers. Just saying.
Where was I at?
Marcus Mariota.
Thank you. 17 for 24, 284 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Not too much from Cleveland's rushing game. Not too much from Tennessee's rushing game.
That's exactly why they got no wins.
Yeah, DeMarco Murray, 21 receptions for 21 carries for 65 yards and just 1 touchdown.
Well, at least that's better than having none.
Yeah, really.
You said 69 yards. You better tally the touchdown with it.
Yeah, he got 1 touchdown out of it.
It's fine.
Kendall Wright, 8 receptions, 133 yards and 1 touchdown. Just to highlight of interest. The Washington Redskins upset at the Philadelphia Eagles 27-20. Carson Wentz 11 for 22, 179 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Kirk Cousins, 18 for 34, 263 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Ryan Matthews 9 for 60, no touchdowns. Darren Sproles 4 for 20, no touchdowns. Mac Jones for Washington. 16 carries, 135 yards, 1 touchdown. Jordan Matthews, 3 receptions, 75 yards, no touchdown. That just go to show what the actual offensive game worked
really
for
did.
both sides of the ball there.
Yep.
And then you have the San Francisco 49ers and the Buffalo Bills. They just ran all over San Francisco. They just said,
Sean
you know
McCoy
what?
did.
They just said, the hell with it.
Mm-hmm.
They just beat the snot out of them, 45-16. Colin Kaepernick, 13 for 29, 187 yards, 1 touchdown, and no interceptions. He's too busy worried about protesting. That 1 touchdown, exactly. I don't know where that came from.
I think a 52-yarder.
Tyrod Taylor, 17 for 26, 179 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Interesting. Tyrod Taylor got sacked 3 times for no yards.
That's the kind of production you're going to need, because that's yards lost, man. You got to make up for that. So I think that's pretty smart.
It is. Colin Kaepernick, 8 carries for 66 yards and no touchdowns. LaShawn McCoy, 19 carries for 140 yards and 3 touchdowns. 1, 2, 3. 3 touchdowns.
And who was that?
3.
LaShawn McCoy, you said?
Yes, LaShawn McCoy.
Wow.
LaShawn McCoy. 8 receptions, 68 yards, and no touchdowns. I'm distracted, yes. I will explain off air. Torrey Smith, 3 receptions, 76 yards, 1 touchdown. Just to keep that in mind. And lastly but not least, I just wanted to touch up real quickly with this game. The Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers. You owe me.
Oh, you would?
I should have betted you a burger that the Cowboys was going to win this game. Cowboys pulling out 30-16. I have absolutely no stats on here. None.
Yeah, too busy talking about what you want to say to me on the air.
18 for 27, 247 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. And I do got those stats. I just had to flip the page. That was Dakota Prescott. Aaron Rodgers, 31 for 42, 294 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 pick. Ezekiel Elliott, 28 for 157 yards, no touchdowns. That's the type of production that they're going to need on both sides of the ball if the Cowboys want to continue to win.
So now it's starting to consider that you need to start making some arrangements with Tony Romo to get booted out or be second string. That's just me and my personal opinion.
You want to know my personal opinion? Buy him out.
Yeah.
Retire him. Retire him.
Do something.
Because it's just pointless.
Just taking them over.
And yeah, he's taking them over. And to me personally, you look at a guy like Dakota Prescott to beat a good Green Bay defense.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Just throwing one pick. Just throwing one pick.
Yeah.
And then Ezekiel Elliott running all over their defense.
What?
Look.
What can you ask from the Cowboys?
That's why I'm sitting here thinking, if Jerry Jones actually persuade to go and continue to pursue Romo,
he is a first-class idiot.
You need to be released.
Yeah.
Period.
First-class
You need to be released. You need to let Dakota. That's how most first-round quarterbacks drop like that. Exactly. They wait for their quarterback, that's the team of the quarterback, to come back and play to not only mess up the team chemistry, but Dakota Prescott's playing very good football.
And not being funny, Tony Romo did his time. He did his time.
He did his time, and
he's getting hurt, and
it's not
you're taking away from future quarterbacks that want to play the game.
It's not helping them.
It's not helping.
It's not helping them.
It's time for Tony Romo to get either brought out, like you said, or he needs to get booted to second string.
He just need to be booted to second string. And then lastly but not least, I didn't have the stats on this, and I'm not going to have the stats on this because I really do not want to talk about this. The Houston Texans upset at the Indianapolis Colts 26-23. Joe, you got any stats on this game?
Yes.
Because I absolutely refuse to share anything with this except the Colts need to move.
Yeah, they need to go.
They need to move.
That's a disappointment from all sides of the ball. How you blow a 14-point lead?
You blow a 14-point lead for Houston to come back and win the game and then kill everybody else's bedtime by wanting to go into overtime. Wrong with this team. I'm just saying. That makes me mad. Everybody should have been in bed by now with a score of 23 to what?
9.
9?
Yes, 23 to 9. That's what should have been. So, with that being said, Andrew Luck, 21 for 32, 252 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Brock Osweiler came back pretty hot in the fourth quarter. 25 for 30 in overtime. 25 for 39, 269 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick.
Rodney Harrison picked the Colts to win this game because he was not confident in Brock Osweiler.
But everybody on NFL Game, they picked the Texans.
Now, see, I picked the Colts because I wasn't confident in Houston's defense.
I wasn't either.
I wasn't confident in their defense.
And now it just seemed like now, what are you gonna think about the Colts next week? You know, so that's an issue.
Who they play next week?
I have no clue, and I really don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
I really don't want to know. Frank Gore, he did a little bit of something. You can give him credit on that. 22 carries for 106 yards, but he didn't score no touchdowns. Lamar Miller, 24 carries for 149 yards.
He got hot too.
He got hot.
Yep,
he got hot too. Yep, they both had a turnover piece, and
I'm over it. I'm very upset at that game.
Yeah, I am too, Darren.
I'm very upset at that game.
It shouldn't have happened like that.
No, it should not have. 23 to 9. Everybody, like I said, should have been in bed, if not trying to fix a little bit of something to eat before going to bed, or finishing up the last of your beer while they sitting there at the stadium relaxing and just saying, "Oh, we got this game wrapped up in the books." And before you knew it, you looked up, it was 0-0 and it's overtime.
I don't even know what to say about that, dude. I couldn't even tell you. And I don't know if you had stats for that Seattle game.
No, I did not.
But there was a piece of information on here that I would like to share real quick.
I forgot to put that one out.
That's all right. Russell Wilson had completed 25 for 37 passes. That's 67% of his passes for 270 yards in the Seahawks' 26-24 win over Atlanta. Improving his career record as a starter in the regular season to 50-19. With the Seahawks win, Wilson's tied for the third fastest 69 games starting quarterback to reach 50 career victories. Only Pro Football Hall of Famer and the late Ken Stabler and Tom Brady has reached the feat in fewer games. Ken Stabler was 62, Tom Brady was 65.
Good information. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our 5 long minutes. Yeah. Just like how that Sunday night game was, combined for 21 halftime minutes. Yeah. Thank you for listening to the show.
All right, let me put this up real quick.
See, you got to be an octopus too.
You can check us out on the social media side and listen to more of our podcasts. You can follow us on Twitter at DTST2414. Like us on Facebook, Double Take Sports Talk page at The Watch Brothers. Subscribe on YouTube and also subscribe to our podcast on the podcast app featuring iTunes. We got the blog for your critical thinking and analysis. And you can check that out at doubleTakeSportsTalk.blogspot.com.
I went on Facebook last night, right after we had got through doing this show last night, and to see that I had seen a friend put out there, Grand Slam. Didn't know what it meant. That's why I asked you to see if it was the Chicago Cubs. And sure enough, it's the Chicago Cubs to pull out a Game 1 win. Usually, I think it's 90%. I believe it's 90%. I'm not sure, but that's the estimated number. 90% of teams that usually win Game 1s of each of the rounds usually wins the series.
Well, they lost today.
So now it's tied 1-1.
Yes.
Oh, they mad. They weren't happy about that.
No, they weren't happy. And it was they only lost by 1.
Still
was solo homer.
Mm.
I think it was in the 6th or the 7th inning. Solo homer.
Shame.
Really?
Just shame.
They're
Just
always
shame.
thinking about the collapse. Part 2. Collapse.
Hey, look at it this way. It's not a sweep.
Yeah, I know.
It's not a sweep.
2008 was a sweep.
That
Boy,
was
I had
a
stats
sweep.
ready too, boy. I had stats pulled up. I did the statistical research on it and stuff like that. I was gonna make a point that the Cubs bullpen is the reason why that they are in the playoffs compared to 2008 from now. They only made the playoffs within that span.
Well, I mean,
3
the
times.
Cubs didn't even make the Cubs didn't even make it to the next round when they got
No, not in
swept by the
2008,
Dodgers.
no. They didn't.
So to consider to going back to back, to me, is a good thing.
It is.
Bearing that in
but
mind.
the thing is, my point is that that's how you know that it's the bullpen. The
Yeah.
bullpen is the reason why they got better.
Yeah.
It wasn't about the offense. It was about the bullpen, the
Yeah.
pitching rotation.
Yeah.
That's what they needed,
That's very true.
and
very true.
that's what I had my stats on.
That's very true.
I had my stats on it because now they are ranked number 4 in bullpen and pitching rotation.
Uh-huh.
Whereas in 2008, they was ranked last, and last year they was ranked 7th. Sorry, they are placed 8th this year. Last year they was 7th. But the whole point is that see the difference.
The rotation.
103
and
wins.
stuff. Yeah, 103 wins. I think that's a
That's
record.
a big difference.
Ain't that a record? Or have they won more games
No,
than
they
that
have
this
won
season?
more games. Now, well, if you're talking about throughout their whole club year, the
Yeah.
whole club.
Yeah.
No, actually, I think the most wins they had was 100 and. Ooh, it wasn't 103. It was close to 110, maybe a little more than that.
I thought it was. I think I
But that was
read.
back in the 1920s.
I think I read 115, but
okay,
I may be
115.
wrong.
That was
I
back in
might.
1930s, 1920s.
I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Do not quote me on that. I
No
might
worries.
be wrong.
No worries. Just we're not here to judge. We're just here to just give out the best information that we can off the top of our heads.
Which is
There's nothing
why
else we can do.
this is why it's called Double Take Sports
That's
Talk.
why it's called Double Take Sports Talk.
It's Double
I always
Take
go back
Sports
and
Talk.
confirm my information, so
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So, yep. So we'll see what happens on Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. I think they got tomorrow off or today, and
Yeah.
we'll see what happens with Tuesday night.
Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our 5 minutes. You didn't forget to turn nothing in, did you?
Oh no, we're good, man. We forgot to do our predictions too.
Oh, yes, Monday night predictions. Now we can slap that out of the way real quick.
Yeah.
Monday night prediction. Daryl, who do you have in this game? It's the Arizona Cardinals and the New York Jets. Who do you have in this game for Monday night?
I didn't go with them last week. I'm going with them this week. I got the Arizona Cardinals.
I got the Cardinals too. That's our Monday night prediction. Arizona is going. That's our prediction that they're going to win. That is
Yep.
our Monday night
That's our
prediction.
Monday night prediction.
We will find that out tomorrow if they win. If they win, Daryl, that will boost you up. I just
To
forgot
nowhere.
just that quick. Yeah, nowhere, but it's.
7 and 8.
I believe it would be 7 and 8. I think you're 6 and 8 now. And they will boost me up to 8 and 7.
The first half of the 1 o'clock games, I was doing so good. All of my predictions was going in the right direction.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
it just fell completely apart.
Yeah.
What really completely fell me apart was the Chicago and the Jacksonville game.
Yeah.
I seen they was up, I think it was 16
Uh-huh.
nothing. I
Yeah.
looked at that and seen that they won 17 to 16.
Yeah.
I said, what the hell happened within the last 2 hours? What happened?
Yeah, I know.
Was
I know.
hot.
I know it.
Shocked and
Hot. Because I wasn't happy with some of my own results. Everything did seem to go in the right direction.
it was going in the right direction.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I was just,
Yeah, I know.
forget it.
Yeah, I did. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our 5 minutes. Double Take Sports Talk. Thank you for listening to the show. Darren Watts here. Darren Watts on the other side of me.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Check us out more with Double Take Sports Talk. Until then, ciao.